Great. Hello, everybody. We're getting to this point in our Zooms when it was like, you know what, we need something new to talk about each week. So I decided to start this 4-part series. Hey, Mel, where we focus in on the 4 pillars of leadership. And I have an image for you to look at here, just to get that visual of what it is. Come on, it's loading. So this is an image that a lot of people look at and rely on with this business. The 4 pillars here, as you can see, they all rest on mindset. Mindset is everything. So we're going to do a 4-part series focusing on each of the pillars and just kind of an overview of mindset at the beginning of each to get our mindset in the right place, because you can't move forward with these things if your mindset isn't in the right place. So that's what we're going to do over the next 4 weeks, as well as of course, if there are any announcements or incentives going on at the time. Quick overview of what is going on right now, because I'm not exactly sure who's all on this call. Hey, Tanya. But of course, right now we have the cruise that we are working towards. Hey, Tanya. Hey, cruise. Oh, how fun. Lisa, your screen looks wonderful now. So we have the cruise that we're working for, obviously. Anybody new coming in will get double credits for their looks crazy again. Double credits for their first month that they join, but now we have triple credits for ranking up or consistency with the rank that you're already at, which is so exciting. So there is still absolute possibility for someone to come in and earn this cruise. We calculated it. If somebody comes in and goes gold in July, they basically only need like 300 credits to earn it next month, which if they did that much work in July, it's going to be very easy to roll into in August, because you'll have so much retention credits coming through. So you could probably even do a senior silver, a little above senior silver situation, which Erin, I don't know if she's on this call, but she just came in and is just blowing up. How incredible. She's going to spin and earn herself a cruise.
Hey, Erin's the Zoom user. I was going to say, who's Zoom user?
He's Zoom user.
I like to call everybody out if your name's not on there. Who are you?
You are crushing it. I mean, this is just an example. Anybody can say, yeah, I want to earn the cruise, and just come in and I mean, gosh, what an example, since we're talking about these 4 pillars of your mindset being in the right place, how you can fast forward everything. When your mindset is right, you have the ability to go in fast motion with this business, because people pick up on that energy, become kind of magnetic, whether that is about the income or the products. So I don't know, Erin, if you're sharing about the cruise with anyone as well. Are you doing that? Are you sharing income, or is it just mostly products?
No, I've just been sharing products. Sorry, I don't look very pretty this morning.
Right. I know you're being called on the spot.
So, no, I've just been sharing the products and what they've done for me. So I think everybody's excited about that. They want to change what their habits are. So
yeah, incredible. But even so, you could be sharing, like, who wants to go on this cruise with me, and it's still absolutely possible.
I mean, at first I didn't think it was possible. Now I'm like excited because I think it is possible. So
I mean, sometimes we have to experience it ourselves to see,
right.
Like, yes, this is possible.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's surreal. And yeah. That's Lisa. I'll mute her. No, sometimes, now we're echoing. Okay. Did I do it? Is it all good?
It was me, because I had I think I had my computer on and I switched to my phone because I was getting annoyed.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I'm going to mute.
Okay. But right, sometimes it's so hard to grasp how incredible the opportunity is. Sometimes you have to just be in it to see, okay, I am capable of this. Like, oh, this could be my reality, really. And you'll have more and more of that as you go on and realize, like, yeah, you do the work. It really is a reality for you. And then you're inspired. Right. And you're telling people, like, oh my gosh, I'm going on this cruise. Like, this is crazy. And then, you attract more people based off of what you do. But it is always incredible just to talk about what you see others do as well, which is kind of how I started, which is like, oh my gosh, this girl, my friend, is making this much money a month. I can't believe it. And so that's it wasn't my reality yet, but my mindset was in the right place. So I was sharing that with people, and they were like, I was like, do this with me. Who wants to do this with me? Okay.
Right. And I haven't even gotten to the money part yet, where I haven't seen that yet, but I'm just so excited about what Plexus has done for me with my health, that I think, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think that they see that.
Yeah,
So,
which is it's crazy because it helps with so many different things,
right,
It's
right.
just so awesome to know you can help so many different people, not just people like you know.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the team. So much fun.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. So, okay. So with these 4 pillars, we're going to talk about recruiting today, which is a word I don't really like because it sounds like you're praying after people or that there's a need to do it. Because we're talking about the business. I'm not going to talk about okay, well, all right, we'll talk about all of it, getting people to try the products as well. But recruiting, the goal of this is to grow your team. Like, there's always going to be product users. There will always be people that fall in love with these products. But in order to advance in this business, you need people that want the business. So that's kind of what we're going to mostly focus on. But so first of all, the foundation of your pillars is your mindset. So at the beginning of each of these, I just kind of want to focus on, how can you get your mindset in a good place? I want you all to reflect on where you're at today, this Monday morning. Where is your mindset? If it's great, great. If it's not, let's figure out steps to change it, because we are capable of doing that. Your mindset is not like a burden that's put onto you. You're in control of your own mind. And so if you notice you're not in a good space, there are actions you can take to change your mindset. So some of those things are reading a book, listening to a good podcast, finding a good video on YouTube, getting some fresh air, going outside, going on a walk, exercising, taking your products. Sometimes it's as much as taking an Edge or a Metaburn and drinking your pink drink, your Active, your X Factor Plus, choosing to have good food in the morning. Everybody that has it, rainbow it out. Maybe you're hangry, maybe you need to eat. There are all sorts of things that contribute to your mindset, and you can make these choices. Like I say all the time, wash your face, stick your hair up, get some sun, pray. Music is a huge one. Sometimes you might think, oh no, nothing can change this, and then the moment you press play on a song, all of a sudden you're feeling better, you're singing along. We have the choice to get out of our negative mindset. Another thing that you can do is have a sideline sister, a friend. Family members are awesome too, of course, family or friend in your real life to talk to with this mindset. But it's really great to have somebody that knows this business too. But whoever you're speaking with, I want to encourage you to tell them, I just need to vent. And I know that this is not the mood I want to stay in. So you can talk about it. You can vent it out 5 minutes, 10 minutes, all the things that you're feeling, the doubts that you're feeling, but like, this is temporary. I'm moving on. My goal is not to sit in this feeling. My goal is to vent it out, hash it out, and then fill my cup, my gas tank back up again after this. So those are some action steps that you can take to get your mindset in the right place. And then when you're in the right place, that's when we can do these 4 pillars. So today we're going to focus on recruiting first, which is a big deal because, like I said, you can't do this alone. You can probably go to, I've seen people even go to Ruby alone. More Gold, Senior Gold is kind of a place where you can do it all on your own, just signing up product takers. And then it gets to this point where, let's just be realistic. These product takers, not everybody sticks with it. It's just the way that it is. Life gets in the way. People are their own worst enemy. They're not consistent. Lots of things happen. It's not 100% success rate of everybody continuing, so we're just going to be realistic about that. And so when you're in this business alone, you're the only one that's managing a business and you have a bunch of product takers, you're going to have fall off. You're going to have people quitting. And if you're in this alone, you're going to find yourself getting to this place each month where you're adding on the same amount you're losing. And so that's why gold area, a little below, a little above, I think is the most difficult spot in this whole business, because you're kind of a one man, one woman show, and you do great things, but you can't control the fall off. It's always going to be there. And I'm diamond now. I'm at the top of the company and I have a ton of fall off all the time. There's nothing I can do about it. People are people. But there's more action going on over here that this is multiplied, the business builders, the fun, the new people, so that the fall off is just, it's the name of the game, but it's not going to affect me as much. And when you're in this alone, it affects you a lot, right, Wendy? Like seeing someone that you care about give up and see your business like not exponentially growing, it's hard. You feel it deeply because each order and each person matters, so much so because it's all you. And so when you lose someone, that can really mess with your mindset, because it's like, oh no, not Susan, no, Susan, no. And so you start to get in this spot where it's like you're hanging on to the people that are losing, and it starts to make you feel like, could I ever do this? So you need to have a recruiting mindset, a recruiting persona. And if you struggle with that, like you feel like you're manipulating in some way, or if you have a negative connotation with the word recruiting, because it's kind of an icky word, we got to work on that. So talk to somebody, your sponsor, a friend, sideline, to get over those feelings, talk them out, and give yourself a new definition. Who am I? Why am I recruiting? So something that I found personally with why I wanted to recruit was because I was shocked by the income possibility. I was in a bad financial place and needed an income more than I needed health personally. That's where I was at. And so when I saw this was a possibility, and then when it started to affect my life, where I got like my first free trip, and I started like, there were moments, right, when I started to make more than I made at my office job, I had more and more belief, like, why would I keep this to myself? I hear people complain about their jobs all the time, like, oh, I can't do that because I have a 12-hour shift, and oh, the kids have to do this, and people complain about their situation all the time. They're not happy with their jobs, they're exhausted, they're paying as much for daycare as, you know what I mean? And so when I started to see people complain about this, like, my first go-to is, I have this opportunity. Like, I can help you. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. Like, oh, I'm so grateful I'm not in that situation. I got to share this with you. So that's how I go out to people. I see struggle in time freedom, the freedom in your life. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about money, right? This is about freedom. That's what you want money for, is choices and freedom for your family. So when I see people struggling in that area, I naturally want to say, look what I found, right? So I don't feel like I'm poaching or trying to manipulate or take anybody, because I genuinely in my heart feel so thankful and want to offer it to them. Now, I also don't put a lot of credit or fixation in whether they decide to do it or not, because that's their choice, right? I'm here to just tell them about it, and they can take the gift or not. And hey, they might take the gift a year later, I don't know, but I'm still constant. My belief is still constant, and I would feel bad if I didn't tell them, because what am I going to do? Just like show off trips? Like, here I am and they're struggling. It's like, well, I'm sorry you're struggling, but I'm going on a cruise. That's not the kind of person that I am, right? So that's how I take the recruiting approach. Now, yours also can be like Erin was talking about, gosh, these products help me so much. And I see people talking about they're tired, or, oh my gosh, like, how many autoimmune issues do we see out there now these days? Like, it's normal to say, I have MS, or I have arthritis, I have oh gosh, yeah, I have Hashimoto's and fibromyalgia. It's everywhere. And people are just wanting answers. They're going to these naturopaths and going in this cycle of, oh, I'm going to try this huge supplement system that's like, $800 a month to try to get answers. They all want answers. And we're just going to be quiet when we found something that's $100 a month, a full system, and we know how good we feel. No, that would be horrible. Oh, sorry, you're struggling over there. I feel great. Look at, I'm doing great. No, right? So that's another way to get over this recruiting thing. You are not trying to manipulate a flock of sheep to come work with you. You have something great in a lot of different aspects. Another one, of course, is culture. Look at all of us. We love each other. We have fun visiting with each other and going on trips together. We're lucky we found amazing friendships. We have so many reasons to reach out to people, right? And so that is the mindset that you want to be in with recruiting. It's pure. It's in your heart, wherever your angle is. It is absolutely pure. You are offering a gift and someone can take it or not, and you're going to keep offering it, even if they say no, because you still believe in it. Okay, so how do you share? How do you share? Well, one of the main things that I do is I'm on the lookout. I'm looking for keywords like we talked about. What is somebody's status on Facebook? What is in their stories? Even like I find a lot of people talking about coffee a lot, like, oh, third cup of the day, like, oh, can't get through the day without my coffee. I love coffee too. I'm not saying no coffee. I love my coffee in the morning. During the day, I remember what it felt like to live on coffee all day long. I remember it's jittery. You kind of have this weird, like sometimes you feel energized and then you crash. Like it is not a sustained good energy all day, right? You get dehydrated. It's just not ideal. It doesn't mean I don't love coffee. So that would be something I would say to someone, oh my gosh, like me too, I love coffee, right? Identify with their love for coffee. But then I start drinking this all day long and it's so much better than coffee throughout the day. I feel so much good. It's like drinking coffee and being exhausted is glorified. Exactly. That's the same. Oh, I'm a tired mom. Oh, coffee addict. It's like, it's fun to a degree. And then it's like, you don't really want to feel like that, do you? Like this actually truly makes you feel really super good and clear-minded. So just watch people's things. They are talking. And I know that sending that message and putting yourself out there is tough. And it's always going to be tough. As a diamond, it is still tough. It's the same story though. It's the same thing. I see someone post, I got to get out of my comfort zone and reach out. Why am I reaching out? Because I have my mindset in the right place. I'm passionate about these products, this opportunity, the whole thing. I love Plexus. I just do. And as time goes on, I love it more and more. So it's always going to be uncomfortable to send that message. But I promise you, the more you see, you're not alone in doing it. We're all in this together. We're all very real about it being difficult because we're human. Most of us are women. It's nerve-wracking. Am I saying the right thing? Are they going to think that I'm just trying to recruit them? How am I coming off, right? It's all about you. It's all about you. But you get to this point where you do it so many times. Sometimes you just rip the Band-Aid off. Sometimes you just send the message and look away. You got to do it though, right? You got to do it. If you don't reach out, they're not going to know. It's never going to happen, right? So it gets easier, but you still will always feel those feelings when you reach out. So that's something that I do is I look for people sharing struggles that they have, financial or whatever. And I shared recently something that I'm doing a lot right now is I'm a part of a lot of Facebook groups. So I just moved and I'm looking for Facebook groups all around my location. Everything Wisconsin. I was in everything Minnesota moms, anything, you guys, even the marketplace things, whatever. Minnesota. Oh, I'm sure there's a group on Facebook called Minnesota or something like that, like get yourself in there. Yes, some of them have rules about can't post this, but there are ways to work around that. When someone puts a status up there and they say they're struggling, you're going to comment. And plus, I don't care if I get kicked out of your group because I'm in 27 other ones. Like you are not doing anything wrong. Let them think you're whatever. Let them think what they're going to think. Who cares? Your intentions. You are good with you. But that's where I found a lot of success lately are these mom pages, because the moms are struggling all the time. There are statuses, and the more you interact with those statuses, comment, like, the more they're going to pop up in your feed. So you don't find yourself like, what groups am I a part of again? What do I have to go search out? It's going to keep showing up on your news feed. And so I start to see all these Minnesota moms comments, and there's a lot of them are like, I don't have a degree, looking for a new job, this kind of stuff. And just find a way, if you need help, reach out to comment, in not a MLM-y scammy way, but just say, hey, yeah, I've been there. I found a way to make money from home. Let me know if you want some advice or want some help. Comment below, I'll message you. Something just really casual. And sometimes you'll get no response. But then other times, like I said, I had somebody comment, and once one person comments, now all of a sudden everyone's interested. Message me too, me too, me too. And all of a sudden you're messaging all these people about, hey, yeah, I work from home. I share these great products. The income's incredible. And you all of a sudden have all of these people. So the main way that I have found with recruiting is by being on the lookout. Now, say you're on the lookout, you're not finding anything for the day. Well, now it's your job to step up and share, right? We have to post on our feeds. We have to post in our stories. You can focus on the business if you want, income stuff. Like, I just was able to pay for this for my kids, and I wouldn't have been able to without this opportunity. Something like that. And that's what we're here for as a team. If you're like, what do I post? I want to communicate this, but how do I communicate it? That's what we're here to help each other with. So you must post. You must post. Don't throw up Plexus everywhere. You got to post other things as well, right? But you have to post. It is a given, and you're not going to do your whole business off of posting. You're just not, because like I said before, a lot of people are nervous to be the first person to comment. So you're kind of like, it's kind of got to be a perfect storm where you post and everybody sees it. The algorithm works in your favor, and somebody happens to give it a like. Well, then another person happens to, or somebody comments, then it's going to get shown to more people. That's not in your control. That doesn't mean you posted the best Plexus post and it has the perfect recipe to be successful. No, that's not what that means. Yeah, sometimes there are very smart posts and you could be like, this was worded really well. I like this. I'm going to use this again, because you can post the same thing more than once. Nobody's looking at your feed to see, oh, she posted like this. Oh, and in May, she posted that again. No one's looking at that, right? You can post, if something's successful, try it again, try it more than once. Nobody's noticing what you're doing. Everybody's thinking about themselves and following 500 other people. They're not noticing what you're doing, right? But again, like I said, there's things you don't have control over. You don't know if, well, today was a day where a lot of people were scrolling Facebook that morning and happened to give you a like and a comment, and that kind of made the post go crazy. Or other days, gosh, you posted at 11 p.m. and everyone was asleep. So sorry, that post could have been the same thing, but this time didn't go well. You have to keep posting. So that is a given, right? Okay. That is not all we do. We don't just look for things and post. We have to message, which of course, seeing someone post something about a struggle is a very easy way to message, right? It gives you an in. Some other things that we've come up with over the years of how to message someone without it being a cold message, right? Just out of the blue, even though I feel if you're very excited about this income opportunity or very excited about these products, I don't see what's cold about that, because this is kind of like share with the world, right? You can word it in a way that's like, hey, I know that this is crazy. And again, if you not again, I didn't say this yet, voice messaging versus just, hey, I know this is crazy, but imagine seeing that typed out. You'd be like, what? If you voice it, hey, hey, Amy, Hey, Amy, I know this is so crazy, but this is kind of what's going on in my life right now. And I found this opportunity and I can't even believe that I'm doing it, and I was so nervous, but now I am, and I'm making this income from home, and it's surreal. I know that sounds so cheesy and crazy, but I was thinking of you this morning and just thinking, gosh, like, I know you're at home with 3 kids, and that's a lot. And I see that you pay for daycare for them. And I know daycare is like, $1,000 a month right now. That's crazy. Gosh, it's so crazy right now. Um, so I just thought, hey, maybe this is for you. Maybe it isn't, but I thought of you today, and I just had to share with you because this has been so great. Like, it's so much fun, and I would love to do this with you. What do you think about hearing more? Now, the adrenaline's going as you leave that voice message. But guess what? You did a good thing. You're kind. You care. You're letting the cards fall and seeing where that falls with them. And that puts them in a place where they kind of have to be honest with you, and listen for keywords when they respond. Hey, Jenny, thanks for thinking of me. Gosh, I'm really happy for you that that's happening. I don't know if that's something, because I don't know, they'll express some kind of fear at that point, right? Some kind of excuse. And that doesn't mean that you jump in, well, no, it's not like that. It's not going to be like that. Oh, yeah, you just become the listener. I hear you. Yeah, oh, I know. I felt that way too. And you just kind of accept, like, this will happen later. This will happen later. You started the conversation, you opened it up, and you'll be back. You'll be back. And now she's thinking, and what else is she doing? Watching your posts, seeing, well, what would this look like if I did this? Okay, what is this girl doing over here? She's going to have a sudden interest in what you're sharing. So yeah, it's reaching out, being brave, and looking for people that would be great at this, you guys. Like, trust me, I know Vicky will agree with me. We have been through this with some personalities, okay? Personalities that say, I want this, but I don't really want to share, and I don't like, just the negativity, and it's just like nothing happens with them, and you can kind of spot it. But I have faith in everyone. Like, I always want to believe like somebody can become their best self, right? But there are some people, they are just not in the right place, and they'll say they want this, and you'll give your heart to them, and you'll, come on, yes, let's do this, and they'll be every excuse in the world, negative, and guess what? They fizzle out, they quit. There's that type out there too. You got to be looking for the good people, the people that you feel like, oh, they're really great at what they do. Oh, those are the people you need to be talking to. This is at their level. I see, like, I've got this girl that I'm talking to right now. She's a great realtor. She's really good. She's cute. She's blonde. She's got all of her realtor pictures, posts like this, sold another home, And I think, well, gosh, she must be really happy with what she does. Like, I don't need to reach out to her. She's so happy. Genevieve says, reach out to the big fish, the people that scare you, not your cousin that just got out of jail. Exactly. Because the cousin that got out of jail, yeah, he's looking for a quick buck, but that doesn't mean he has the work ethic.
Well, she always says, because that's the easier one. So you can say, oh, I did my business reach out today, because that was easy. Yeah.
Right. Because this person needs a job and they're desperate, but that doesn't mean anything's going to come of it. The big fish.
Oops.
So this girl, I mean, she looks like she's got her whole life put together, right? And like, she looks cuter than me, and like, she loves her business. But I know that she'd be really good at this, and I know she could do both. Maybe she hasn't grasped that yet in her mind. Oh, I could do both, but she could, and she would be great. And this opportunity can surpass being a realtor, for example, because freedom, right? Realtor, you can make incredible money, but you still got to put on that suit, show up on time, be professional, even when you don't feel like it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you still have to do. And with this, you don't. This is a freedom. I roll out of bed and threw a sweatshirt on, this is a very incredible opportunities. There's not much like it, right? Like we've looked at the charts that say how much people make, and business owner is at the top next to surgeon, you know, like, but a surgeon, and thank goodness for surgeons. May I just say, my son had surgery this last week, and as I was there, I was like, thank you, God, that there are people that want to be surgeons and nurses and doctors, because I could never do this. And I'm so thankful that they love their job and show up every day. We're not trying to take away surgeon positions. No, 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 no. But what comes with this income is no cap, residual, and freedom. So I don't care how successful someone looks on the outside. Plus, we never know the full story, right? Maybe they're crying at night that they're completely overwhelmed with their job. We don't know. We have to offer it. This is freedom for your family. It's incredible. So I'm still talking to her. You know, it is intimidating. She's a big fish. She's talented. I feel small, but I know I'm not small. I'm gonna work. Like that mindset of I'm small, I'm scared. My brain knows that's wrong, even though I feel it, because it's normal to feel it when you see someone, oh my gosh, they're so successful. But I know I'm going to teach myself not to feel that way, right? That's my decision, my only decision. I'm not going to accept that I feel less than, and I'm not going to reach out. No, it's my job to work on building up my confidence so I can continue to reach out. So that's what you'd work on. So you send a voice message, we have opportunities to invite people to, we have videos to send to them, make a chat with your sponsor, let's get talking, let's set up a Zoom, let's set up a phone call, let's set up a coffee date. That's recruiting, right? And again, the outcome is not in your control. And trust me, when you let go of that, of what the outcome can be, people can sense it. They can sense you're not trying to manipulate them, and that you really do have something amazing to offer, and their demeanor will change. They'll go home and think about it. I promise you that. So just be real, be authentic. And like the mindset is the foundation for all. You can be authentic if your foundation is right, if your mindset is right. So that's why it always comes back to that, right? Because once you're in that good spot, you can trust your mouth to do the talking and not worry about what you're going to say, because it is coming from an authentic, non-manipulative, caring place. We're not perfect. And when you stumble over words, they view you as human. They don't view you as a big fish. I don't want to, that's the whole other aspect. I don't want to be viewed as a big fish to someone. I don't want them to look at me and be like, of course it happened for her, it can't happen to me. I want to be real. I want to be on their level, grounded, like I'm human too, So if you mess up and stumble over your words, laugh it off. You're a human. The point is connection, right? Okay. How much time have I been talking for? I have become such a talking crazy person on these things. All right, almost 40 minutes. All right. So go live. That's another way you can recruit. The reason going live versus just like going on your stories is important, because when you go live, yes, I know it's scary, but this is how the big things happen, is when you do the scary things, right? Going live is going to alert everyone. It's going to pop up there that you're live. And that's a way to get everyone's attention versus them choosing, oh, I'm going to go look at their stories for the day. You're going to catch their attention. So if you can go live, and also with going live, it's a vulnerability and it's brave. So it shows, gosh, if she can get up there and speak right now, like what kind of person is going to go live on Facebook and try to manipulate the masses? Maybe some politicians, but not you, right? So when you get on live, it shows, hey, she cares about what she's talking about, or he, right? She's speaking from the heart, because you have the guts to go live, right? That's how I would view when someone's speaking live. I give them a certain respect when it's live versus when it's not. I feel like, when it's live, there's opportunity for messing up. There's opportunity to not follow a script. And so I just believe more of what they're going to say versus something that's pre-recorded. So that's the benefit of going live. Facebook groups that we have, the Aspire Health and Happiness page, add people to it. Add everyone to it and tag them in the pink drink post, the gut health post. Let them be in there so they can search around, get people in there. That's another great way to recruit. They like to do their own research. Well, that's where we want them to be doing their research, right? Not Google. Giving samples is another way to recruit. It's a tricky one. It's kind of hit or miss. It's not you give someone a sample and you're putting out money when you give a sample. They cost money, right? Whether you're shipping it or maybe you want to give them pink drink and active. Sometimes I'm guilty of like, well, what if they don't like this flavor? I want to give them all 3 actives, all the pink drinks. Oh, and I forgot hydrate. I forgot we have kids products and they have to try the kids products. And so all of a sudden I'm giving them like $30 worth of samples and they're like, thanks. Yeah, it was good. Thanks. Like, well, I just wrote you a card and sent you a package and gave you like $20 of my favorite products in the world. And that's all you have to say, so, but then there's other people that you just give them one pink drink in there or an active and they're like, I feel amazing. I need this. It is hit or miss. It depends on the personality, so just do your best, but give out samples versus not give out samples, right? You could do, Vicky has done some amazing host to post things. We can help you plan something like that, getting samples in people's hands. She did the whole give kind of a package of samples and the people actually pay a little bit of money. So they're kind of pre-invested when they decide to do this. And that's been really helpful versus just giving people things for free. So there's different ways to do samples. You could put up a post that's like, hey, I've done one of these before. And actually, Wendy, you had some good success on it too. Like, it's Friday, I'm going to say, everybody comment happy and you'll be entered to win a sample of my favorite pink drink. And when I say Friday, the last person that commented wins. Something simple like that. And everybody starts commenting happy, and the, engagement starts going up and more people see it on Facebook, and then you get to give away a sample. And, then I kind of get to see, well, who commented happy? That person commented happy? Ooh, they may have an interest. And, then even Wendy and I were talking, we're like, let's message the people that said happy privately and say, hey, I saw you commented. Are you interested? Would love to send you a sample too. Thanks for commenting. These are the kind of things it's not rocket science. It's not, but I totally understand. Sometimes you're like, where do I go? What do I do? What do I post? But you can figure it out. And we've all done lots of things. So we can say like, well, why don't you try host to post? Why don't you try doing a sample thing? We have little tidbits that you can try. That doesn't mean it's going to be a miracle. But like we said, sometimes it'll die and sometimes it'll soar. There's no predictability, but you're in control of, are you going to do it or not? Are you going to try it or not? And you're going to try it more than once. If it fails, try it again, because it might be something totally out of your control, like the algorithm, and it just, you have no idea. So samples. I said show interest in others, which is, of course, commenting if they're struggling with something, but just in general, go be a friendly person out on social media. You see something pretty somebody made, you see a cute family photo, it's somebody's birthday, just be real, be a real person. I remember like when Facebook first started coming out, I was commenting on everyone's stuff with something kind all the time. I didn't have a business that I was trying to, make these relationships just to like make money later. It was out of the goodness of my heart. I loved to comment on people's things just to like, let's just spread some good in the world, like it's not hard for you to send a heart or a little comment to someone. I do it to Plexus people not on my team all the time because it's just out of the goodness of my heart, right? It feels good to do good for someone else. So be that person. And I just remember like back in the day with Facebook, I had these people from high school that now we had like a little relationship. It was like, you comment on my stuff and I comment on your stuff. Like that kind of like, we're cool. We're good. We don't see each other in real life all the time, but we give love to each other back and forth. Make yourself known like that. be the person in person too as well, not just social media, but it's easy on social media when we're at home, right? And can go on our phone at any time. Be that person, like, oh, I really like that Jenny because she's always just sends nice comments to me. You know, just that is enough. I don't care if they ever do Plexus. You're being a good person in this world. You're making a difference, right? And heck, maybe they will start to pay more attention to your stuff and be like, what is Plexus, right? So just be a kind person. It's not all about just, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. Okay. Realistic message amounts. If you if you think you're going to succeed by sending like one message every other day, you could luck out. There's lots of people that luck out. That one message might be golden to the perfect person and they fall in love with this and they soar to the top and the end. Woo! We just have to be real here. This is your faces that you make. Let's be realistic. There are statistics here. You know, it's like 8 to 13 touches before someone orders. You know, that's general. It could be 27 touches. It could be the first time you reach out to them. We don't know. But there is a statistic. You have to reach out to someone 8 to 13 times before they order. Let's be realistic here. That's the way that it is. I always kind of bring up this example of when there was a Black Friday. I messaged so many people that day. Like I remember the TV was on and I just went to town. I think it was like 200 to 250 people that I did. Just go and go and go. That was my afternoon. It was a Sunday. Put on the TV, message for a little hour chunk, right? Or like 4 hours. I signed up 6 people that day. 6. Now, out of like 250, right? It does sound like, gosh, that's not very many. You message 250. Don't forget the rest of those people I'm still talking to this day. You've started the conversation. You have a conversation going. We will work on those later. But also 6 people in one day is huge with Plexus. That's no joke. That is huge. You will be rewarded greatly with this income system and the possibility of where that could grow to with those 6 people. You would make leaderboard for signing 6 people in Plexus. Like leaderboard is the top 20 people in different sections. And there is a leaderboard PS for signing people up for Pivotal. So you can be on the leaderboard for that too. That's always going on in the background. But so if you are determined, set aside some time and go. Let's be realistic about how many messages do you have to send. If you send 10 messages, awesome, great, not anything to scoff at, but could you do 15? If this means a lot to you and you really want to do this, let's get more conversations going, right? So just be realistic about, you can always push yourself a little further. You can always get more ingredients in the pot, get the pot stirring, get more opportunities, right? You're in control of that. And so I just always think, oh, what's that example? We did it at convention. They said, stand up on your feet and reach your hands up into the air. And we all did it. We're like, right. And then she goes, okay, reach up further. And we all could. We thought we were reaching as high as we could. We could all go a little further. We were like, oh, I can do further. Wow, I didn't know that. So you can, with your messages, you can always go a little further. And hey, maybe you're tired and oh, like life popped up and oh, you got to go drive to this appointment or your kids are there all of a sudden. You can do more messages later in the day. Discipline yourself. I'm going to do this before I go to bed tonight. I owe it to myself. I'm going to do this before bed. Or I owe it to myself. I'm setting my alarm for 6 a.m. I'm doing it. It's just like going to the gym, right? Or anything else in your life that's worth doing. You self-discipline. I'm going to wake up at 6 and I'm going to send messages till 6:30. And you stick to it for yourself, right? We can all do a little more. So be realistic about how much work you're putting in and what's going to come back with the amount that you're putting in. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up by talking about events, because that's another great way to recruit. You can do them in person. And I know doing it in person is intimidating, and you feel like there's so many things that you have to have be perfect to get an event happening. But an event can be as small as you going to coffee with someone, or to a park while your kids play, or planning something bigger in person. They have booths that you can set up there anywhere that somebody is selling like bracelets or little jellies that they make. You can do a booth as well, and it doesn't have to be like, they usually have the table for you. And really what we found is important is conversation. You don't need to have like every product information set out in front of you. Like, we have some things we can give you actually for that, but it's conversation. What is gut health? And then a chance for them to taste it. Get yourself a cooler, some water bottles, shake up like, a hydrate and an active and a pink drink, and be like, what do you struggle with? Okay, here, let me have you, which flavor would you like? Okay, here, pour a tiny cup. It's all they need is to taste it. They don't need a whole water bottle for themselves, right? And the conversation is where it's at. Also, I do recommend having a business card. That I found that to be really successful too, is just be like, here, it's got your website, your contact information. It's something that people understand and get. Like, people have business cards, right? They understand that. So I would do that. That's an event. That's it. You don't need much more than that. And then also doing them on social media. We have some that you can be a part of to bring your people to, and feel free to take that information and redo the event yourself. It's not that hard. The hardest part is getting started with any event. It's the overwhelm of, how do I do this? What are my to-do steps? Once you have it made, it's kind of like a elementary school, high school, junior high project, right? Like, we are all capable of making an image and a little write-up. Doesn't have to be perfect or beautiful. Oh, okay, I want something on the pink drink. I don't know, what do I post? Well, we got tons of places with information on the pink drink, even right on the website. You start typing something up, you can make an event yourself. But the ones that we have, you can invite your people to, or you can recreate them yourself. Wendy just did a really awesome reset challenge. She put that all together herself. It's awesome. So you can do that at any time too. Events are really great because they get to see firsthand. And it kind of ties along with like how I was talking about going live. A one-on-one conversation is great, but when you're doing an event yourself, you're hosting an event, it shows a confidence that you're willing to talk to all these people about this subject, and it shows, I believe in what I'm talking about. I'm so willing, I'm open to talking to all of you about this at once, because I'm honest, I'm pure, I'm telling the truth. It shows a confidence when you host an event as well. And then also, like, having doing a messenger event is different too, because then you have everyone in this chat, and one person could ask a question, and then another one feels like, well, now I can ask a question because they did. And maybe someone asked a question that someone else had. Oh, thank you, they asked that question. And there's just kind of like an atmosphere of like, we're all kind of in this together, we're all curious. And then you get to have this persona of, I know you're all curious, I know you're all skeptical, I was too, let me answer your questions, I'm an open book. So that's the benefit of a messenger event, the vibe that the chat brings. So you got to try them all the different ways, and you got to try them more than once. Hey, Summer. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions or a topic of recruiting and how to recruit that they want to ask? Other than that, if there's any question you have to elaborate on something or another way to recruit, any questions? All right. Well, I hope your mindset is in a good place this morning. If not, you could watch the recording of this and listen to the tips and get in the right spot. And then I hope you go recruit or share the excitement with others. So, okay. Thanks, guys. Happy Monday. Bye.